Imagine walking down a street paved with marble, but you're not in Rome. You're in a city that's every bit as grand. Welcome to Roman Ephesus. At its peak, this place wasn't just some provincial capital. It was a sprawling metropolis, a true jewel of the empire, second in power and prestige only to Rome itself.
But you know, when we look at these magnificent ruins today, you have to wonder, what was it really like to live there? To walk those same streets, to earn a living, to just get by in the heart of Roman power? Well, let's find out.
First, let's just get a sense of the scale here. We're talking about a city of 250,000 people. This was no sleepy town. It was a massive multicultural hub of commerce and government. Just imagine the constant noise, the competing smells from the markets and the port, the sheer crush of people on every single street.
So, to really understand this city, we're going to see it from the ground up. We're going to follow one of its residents for a day. A Roman soldier, let's call him Gaius. His experience, from his daily duties to what he ate for dinner, is going to give us a really unique view of this incredible place.
So first question, why is a soldier like Gaius even here? I mean, Ephesus was a Roman capital, sure, but it wasn't always a peaceful one. The legions weren't just for show. Their presence was a constant and very necessary reminder of who was really in charge.
You see, the relationship between Ephesus and Rome was, well, it was forged in blood. Before it became this loyal capital, the city deeply resented Roman rule, its greedy tax collectors, its general arrogance, and that resentment, it would eventually boil over into an act of unbelievable violence.
This timeline really shows that violent journey. The moment that changes everything is 88 BCE, the Asian Vespers. Resentment just exploded into this horrific, coordinated massacre of an estimated 80,000 Romans across the province. Rome's revenge was, as you can imagine, brutal. It took generations to heal. So by the time of Augustus, Ephesus was a loyal capital, but that history, it never really went away. So Gaius isn't just a soldier. He's basically a peacekeeper in a city with a very long and very bloody memory.
And his day-to-day job reflects that. He wasn't just drilling for some far-off war. No, he was the city's police force, trying to keep order among 250,000 people. He was guarding the trade routes that made Ephesus so rich. He was there to stomp out any hint of a riot, which was a constant threat. His unit even helped with major construction projects, physically building the empire's infrastructure. He was the glue holding this whole operation together. All right, so with his morning duties done, Gaius has a little bit of free time. Let's follow him as he leaves the regimented world of the barracks and steps into the chaotic, vibrant heart of the city itself.
He probably heads for the Agora, the central market. It's this buzzing, chaotic space right near the port. Goods from all over the Mediterranean are pouring in. Grain from Egypt, wine from Italy, textiles from Syria. Everything is being unloaded, haggled over, and sold. This place is the economic engine of the entire province, and it's a total assault on the senses.
But Gaius isn't here for luxuries. He's thinking about his midday meal. The diet for a legionary was simple, but it was fuel. The absolute staple was bread. The army needed tons of wheat for it. Then you'd have olives and olive oil and lots of onions and garlic. And to wash it all down, wine. The standard drink for pretty much everyone, almost always diluted with water.
And hey, being in a major port city had its perks, especially when it came to cheap protein, fish. Ephesus was actually famous for its local catch, so much so that one ancient writer specifically told his readers, "Get your char from Ephesus." The quality was just that well known.
And you just can't talk about Roman food without mentioning this stuff, garum. This was like the Roman version of ketchup, soy sauce, and salt all rolled into one. It was this powerful, pungent sauce made from fermented fish guts. I know, it sounds intense, but it was used in almost everything to get that savory umami flavor. And in a port city like Ephesus, the ingredients were everywhere, and the smell of it being made, well, that was just part of the city's unique perfume.
Okay, so with a full stomach, Gaius has the whole afternoon free. So what does a Roman soldier do for fun in one of the empire's greatest cities? Well, he basically had two main choices, and they represent two very different sides of Roman life. His choice was between two totally different worlds. He could head over to the baths, these huge social centers for relaxing, working out, and just having a quiet chat. Or he could seek out the electrifying roar of the crowd at the Great Theater, a massive venue that could hold 24,000 spectators, all of them hungry for some high-energy and often pretty brutal entertainment. And of all the shows you could see, nothing was more popular or more quintessentially Roman, than gladiatorial combat. These games were a huge part of life in Ephesus, usually sponsored by the rich elites as a way to win over the public.
And what's amazing is we know some pretty intimate details about these fighters, all thanks to an incredible discovery, a gladiator's cemetery found right there in Ephesus. And forensic analysis shows these guys weren't just disposable brutes, they were valuable assets. We see healed fractures, which tells us they got expert medical care. Bone analysis shows they ate a specific high-protein, mostly vegetarian diet, and even drank a supplement made of plant ash to get extra calcium for stronger bones. These were highly tuned professional athletes in a very, very deadly sport.
So, leaving the roar of the arena, Gaius starts walking back through the city. And on his way, he passes by the open doorways and private gates of a completely different Ephesus, a world of private luxury that was the absolute polar opposite of his simple communal life.
And this contrast, it really defines what life was like in Roman Ephesus. The day-to-day reality for a common soldier was a world away from the unbelievable luxury of the Greco-Roman elite who actually ran the city.
Their world was the terrace houses. And these weren't just homes. They were lavish, multi-story villas built right into the hillside, where the roof of one house was the terrace for the one above it. Walking into one was like stepping into a private palace. I mean, just look at the amenities here. While Gaius is eating his bread and fish, the people in these homes are hosting these elaborate, multi-course dinner parties where they'd recline on couches, they had private bathrooms with running water, underfloor heating for the winter, and every single surface was covered with beautiful paintings and intricate mosaics. These homes were designed for pure comfort and to show off incredible wealth.
This whole different mindset extended to everything. Even the public latrines were nothing like what we'd expect today. They were social hubs with rows of marble seats where people would just hang out and chat while taking care of business. There was zero concept of privacy. With mosaic floors and fountains, it was just another public gathering space.
So as evening falls, Gaius heads back to his barracks. His day has really shown us a city of incredible complexity, a perfect little snapshot of the Roman world itself.
For a Roman legionary, Ephesus was a city of constant contradictions. It was a place of strict military order, right up against the chaos of a busy port city. It was a life of boring daily duties, punctuated by the wild spectacle of the arena. And it was a society of extreme wealth and, well, a soldier's simple existence, all coexisting and held together by one thing: the raw power and authority of the Roman Empire, which he represented every single day.
And that leaves us with one final question. For a man like Gaius, stationed for years in this magnificent city, so far from where he was born, what did Ephesus really mean to him? Was it just another temporary posting in a long career? A new home that he came to love? Or was it, and he himself, just a symbol of a glorious prize, won and held by the might of the legions?